Hi, I'm Jackie from the Test Kitchen, and I'm here to share with you a few tips to get the most out of your kitchen spritzer. Here I have the kitchen spritzer already disassembled, so that way we can go through the parts and pieces. So first we have the bottle with the sleeve. Both pieces are dishwasher safe, and you can actually remove the sleeve for dishwashing. You'll also see that we have a fill line, and this is really important because you do not want to fill the oil beyond that fill line. So I'm using canola oil here, but other oils can work well too, like olive oil or grapeseed oil. And so it's important to stay under that line because that's going to give you the right air to oil ratio to get a nice fine mist. All right, so here we have the pumping mechanism, and I do want to pop this collar off to show you one thing. So there is a black washer that's really important for the function of this product. And if it isn't nestled right here into place and it's slipped down here, or if it's on top of the bottle, that's okay. Just make sure that you have the collar back on, and then once you screw this back on, it'll go right into place. And then we also have the tube here with the filter on the end. And what's really great is that you can actually fill this with your favorite dried herbs or spices and do a fused oil like we have here. All right, so let's go ahead and put this on. And then we also have the cap in the pumping tube. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pump about 10 to 15 times. And you want to pump until there's a strong resistance felt. Now, if the bottle is more full, it may take less pumps, and if the oil was close to the bottom, then it may require more pumps. And then we're going to go ahead and just spray our pan, and you want the bottle to be at a 45-degree angle, and that's going to ensure that this all stays within the oil. And then we have a nice fine mist. You have a little bit of droplets. And that's all going to be due to the type of oil you use. Again, we're using canola, but if you used a thicker oil like olive oil, you may notice a little bit more sputtering or larger drops. And that's completely normal. It's all due to the type of oil you use and the thickness. Now, before you store this, we do recommend to go ahead and unscrew this. And that's going to release any pressure or buildup of oil. And that's also going to prevent clogging over time. Now, for best maintenance, we recommend deep cleaning 1 time a month. So to deep clean, you would remove the oil, and then you would fill this with hot soapy water, again up to the fill line. And you would go ahead and spritz that through, and that's going to help clean these parts because this piece and this piece are hand wash only. Then you would repeat again, but with just water, no soap. And that's really going to make sure that everything is going to get cleaned through. We hope you found these tips helpful. Happy spritzing!
Between work, school, practice, lessons, and appointments, we steal little moments as a family. The kids stop bickering, start having fun cooking together, and I get to teach them a new skill, even if they're acting silly. Pampered Chef makes it easy, with family-friendly recipes, simple cooking tools, and everyday inspiration for me and my kids. They look forward to the moments we share in the kitchen, cooking and laughing, and so do I. Someday, way too soon, they'll be off to college, but we will always have these memories together.
I'm going to show you how to fill a cupcake or pastry with the Bismarck filling tip. So for this, you'll insert the tip about 3/4 of the way down through the center of the cupcake and then start squeezing. Now I'm going at a slight angle and then also rotating the cupcake to try and get some of that filling evenly throughout the cupcake. And you'll know when there's enough as soon as you start seeing some of that filling come up through the top. You know, you could use custard, you could use a whipped cream as your filling. Right now I have a chocolate pudding. And then you can see how much is in there once you slice right into it. And that's how you fill a cupcake using the Bismarck tip.
Using herbs in your cooking is a great way to add a burst of fresh flavor and depth to your food. I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks for getting the most out of your fresh herbs. I separate herbs into two categories: soft herbs and hardier herbs. Soft herbs like parsley, mint, chive, cilantro, and basil are best added at the end of cooking. Their bright and delicate flavor can get lost during long cooking times. Hardier herbs like oregano, thyme, sage, and rosemary should be added at the beginning of cooking to enhance the recipe's depth of flavor. Storing your herbs, whether homegrown or store-bought, is simple. Most herbs can be refrigerated. We like to store those softer herbs in a glass with a little bit of water, then covered with a plastic bag, almost like you're storing a bouquet of flowers. Hardier herbs should be wrapped in a damp paper towel and stored in the refrigerator for when I'm ready to use it. Warm weather months aren't the only time you can add fresh herbs to your cooking. Freezing herbs is an option, and our herb freezing tray set is great for it. Freeze herbs for a minimum of 4 hours or until they're set. Once they're set, herb discs can remain in the tray or pop out and transfer to an airtight, freezer-safe container. You can add them to cooked foods like soups, stews, and sauces. Add them toward the end when cooking vegetables, meat, poultry, and fish, or add them to pasta, rice, and potatoes. If your recipe calls for dry herbs, you can substitute fresh herbs. A rule of thumb is to use 3 times as much fresh herbs as dry. Another use is to make homemade compound butter with our whipped cream maker. See our website for recipes like bacon chive, cilantro lime, lemon rosemary, and others. Those are just a few ways to spice up your cooking and how to get the most out of your fresh herbs.
you.